Mark propped himself up on a stack of cushions. His movie star jaw softened as a result of his illness. His eyes were surrounded by fractures. Evolved into a strategy. He was once the object of every filmmaker's desire because of his dazzling exterior. Gravity, which appeared solid on film, has dissolved into something delicate and incredibly real. A little nasal cannula was used to administer oxygen to him. They drew back the curtain between his bedroom and the corridor to let in the light. On the bedside table, which the sun smeared into a rectangle, were a stack of periodicals, a small velvet box, a family photo, and the clinical detrouse. Kelly pushed aside the curtain, just as she had done 100 times before in front of cameras and laughter on convention sets and in living rooms. This movement, however, lacked the usual buoyancy of a host presenting a section. Today she was as cautious as an animal, her fingers tracing the fabric as though she were trying to wring the information out. "Hey," she said in a low, vowel-like voice, as though she were saying hello to someone. She curled her legs under herself and sat on the visitor's chair, thinking she was small. The sunshine mirrored in her frizzed curls, a product of an insomniac night's styling. Every morning, millions of coffee mugs throughout the country display her face. Quick, affable, but that outward light could not totally disguise the gloom that lay beneath. A terror so great that one's cheeks turn white and one's knees buckle. Mark stared at her with a controlled intensity of expression. "You look tired," he said, and his smile showed how worn out he was. When he extended out and took her hand, his fingers were thinner than she remembered, calluses worn away by time and an odd assortment of clinics and therapies. "Last night I slept at the hospital," she said. "It turns out that this guest pillow isn't the best for my back." She failed to chuckle. It was a soft drop. "Greetings." As he let out a long breath, she sensed a list of her losses. The tenacity that carried him through lengthy shoots, the quick reflexes, and the steady cadence of their shared humor. "The quality of each day is determined by doctors and the weather," he noted. They had survived the first shock together. The diagnosis was delivered as a sentence and was met with silence. The trying weeks and the dire outlook, which forced them to simplify their plans to the bare minimum. They had been precise and measurable with the public because they believed that honesty was the key to their existence. However, certain things had remained hidden from the public, such as the late-night confrontations, the memories triggered by restlessness, and the private discussions about autonomy and dignity. Unconsciously, Kelly's thumb stroked Mark's knuckles. She has been Kelly Ripa on TV for decades. Whoever her guest or co-host was, she was the vivacious counterpoint. She had crafted a lighted life. The light was now blinding. She was so grateful that she felt almost ashamed that there were no cameras in this room. She was accustomed to fixing things, even when they weren't functioning, so she asked, "Do you want water?" "No," he said to her. "Tell me about the show, please. Share the rumors with me." Someone made a mistake with their own words. She smiled ironically and asked who, after finally getting a haircut, regretted it. The same old thing. The inappropriate shoe was worn with someone's clothes. "Tomorrow we have to reply to a well-liked TikTok. Jenna stated she is thinking about adopting a kitten. According to Mark, cats make everything better." His face was stained with pain as he tried to move. The act of generosity Kelly showed by reaching out to help him looked like a sacrifice that must have been enough. For a while, it was their stance. The cheerful banter was a tactic used to distract from the serious conversations that threatened to overshadow them. However, in a medical center, time passes at its own speed. It creates the needs that will later inevitably arise. The cheerful, gregarious nurse with the swift legs and friendly face strode in, clipboard in hand, and carried out her inspections with the cool assurance of someone who knows how to mix being upbeat with adhering to protocol. She wanted to know how things were going for Mr. Consuelos. "As good as I can be in this deluxe penthouse," he remarked with fun. Kelly laughed. The sound broke. The door closed with the subtle finality of a book's cover as the nurse took a quick look at the screens, took some notes, and left. When they were alone once more, Mark pointed to the velvet box across the table. He asked, "Remember that?" Kelly leaned forward. Inside, there was a simple, familiar ring. She worn that one for a long time. This one had witnessed the wedding, the late-night rewriting sessions, and all the everyday events that contribute to the specialness of a marriage. She said it was all there. She said, "You did a good job with this one," after the last syllable of her voice broke. The apparently ideal marriage between Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos has taken a terrible turn in a startling change of events. Fans are in shock over Mark's alleged betrayal, with many questioning how the couple's solid bond could have broken down so quickly. The disclosure of Mark's behavior has shattered their personal lives and the public's opinion of their connection, turning what previously seemed to be an indestructible link into the focal point of an emotional storm. Fans have long liked Kelly Ripa, the popular talk show presenter of Live with Kelly and Mark, and her charming and attractive husband, Mark Consuelos. Since they first met on the set of All My Children in the late 1990s, their romance has been the stuff of Hollywood fantasies. The two have frequently shared touching moments in interviews and on social media, demonstrating how solid and unbreakable their bond was. Kelly and Mark have frequently talked about their intense love and respect for one another throughout the years, especially when it comes to public scrutiny. Together, they have raised 3 kids and established themselves as a household name in the entertainment business. They were a role model for contemporary relationships because of their ability to manage demanding occupations and a family life while projecting an air of unwavering support for one another. But as news broke of Mark's terrible betrayal, this picture of perfection fell apart. Insiders close to the couple claim that Mark had been concealing a secret that would eventually cause their idyllic marriage to fall apart. It's unclear exactly what happened behind closed doors, but it's obvious that Kelly is going through one of the most trying times in her life. Given Kelly's public displays of love and trust for Mark, her admirers have been shocked to learn that the betrayal allegedly involves infidelity. Few could have foreseen the seriousness of what has emerged, even though some people may have conjectured about potential rifts in their relationship. As details continue to emerge, Kelly's anguish is clear, with many asking how she plans to move ahead from this heartbreaking news. Following this betrayal, Kelly has been compelled to face her marriage's realities. She has not made any public remarks regarding the circumstances, but her behavior on Live with Kelly and Mark and on social media have revealed hints of distress. Her more reserved demeanor on the show has drawn criticism from fans who have even speculated that her smile has lost some of its sincerity. The absence of the couple's once adorable, lighthearted banter in recent episodes raises concerns about whether the two can continue to retain their professional chemistry while dealing with personal issues. The consequences of Mark's actions have been immediate. Fans immediately took to social media to voice their displeasure with his actions. Support for Kelly has been abundant on social media, with followers coming together to show their solidarity during this trying time. Rumors of treachery and heartbreak have taken the place of the couple's joint appearances and happy times, which now seem like faraway memories. Fans are not the only ones impacted by this discovery. The entertainment industry has also been shocked. Kelly and Mark's marriage was generally seen as one of the most honest and loving unions in Hollywood. Many people respected their ability to handle the demands of motherhood, celebrity, and teamwork. Now, this unexpected betrayal threatens to damage their once immaculate reputation. Kelly has demonstrated extraordinary fortitude in the face of hardship in spite of the betrayal. She certainly has a broken heart, but she is accustomed to difficulties. Her career has been built on tenacity, charm, and humor over the years, and it's probable that she will continue to overcome the personal struggles she's going through right now. As she moves through this painful phase of her life, her admirers, who have long appreciated her openness and genuineness, will probably still be there for her. The path ahead is anything from simple for Mark. The public's confidence has been damaged, and it's unclear if he can mend his connection with Kelly and win back their supporters' love. It will take time to determine whether their marriage can withstand the consequences of Mark's betrayal, because trust is hard to rebuild once it has been damaged. As the world watches the couple's once idyllic romance teeter on the brink, Kelly Ripa is left distraught by the news of Mark Consuelos' devastating betrayal. The public will continue to follow every development as fresh information becomes available. Thus, this tale is far from over. For the time being, supporters can only hope that Kelly will have the fortitude to recover and that, despite her pain, she finds contentment and serenity in whatever comes next.